Good morning and welcome to MBA batch of Luth Mata Institute of Management Studies, LIMS Business News. Let's get the news rolling with the top 6 business news.
Ultratech Q2 net rises more than twofold. Aditya Birla Group from Ultratech Cement Limited on Wednesday reported a more than twofold jump in consolidated net profit to Rs 1,235.1 crore in the September quarter, mainly on the account of operational efficiencies. The cement producer had posted a net profit of Rs 578.6 crore a year earlier. Ultratech Cement said in a filing. Revenue from operations rose 7.7% to Rs 10,644 crore. The company's strong quarterly performance is on the back of operational efficiencies and its ability to sell all India markets. The Aditya Birla Group firm said in its earnings statement, volume growth stood at 20% in the quarter under review.
For Nishaji, today's headline: Nestle India's net folds, sales surged. Fast-moving consumer goods major Nestle India reported a 1.3% year-on-year drop in its net profit for the September quarter. The Gurugram headquarters firm part reduced for 587 crore compared to 595 crore in the corresponding period last year due to a larger deferred tax. However, the firm had reasons to cheer as it weathered the impact of localized lockdowns and managed to grow its net sales by 10.2% during the quarter to 3,525 crore from 3,199 crore. Both its domestic sales and export grew at similar rates.
Hyundai Motor India to build 150 crore skill training center. Hyundai Motor India will invest 150 crore to set up the Hyundai Academy for Technical Skills near Chennai, according to the automaker. The institute is focused on imparting skill training for aspiring youth and will come up on 6.5 acres at Chennai. Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, took part in the groundbreaking ceremony of the institute through a video conference facility from the Secretariat. SS Kim MD and CEO said, "With the new training center, we are confident of creating a rich talent pool of trained personnel across industries. Hyundai Academy for Technical Skill will pave the way for sustained professional growth, sparking in all-round professional and economic development for beneficiaries. We have also invested an innovation center which will provide facilities to budding innovators to translate their projects to reality."
Hey, this is Lakshmi representing Group 3 with today's news. Diwali gift to the borrowers. Central issues guidelines for interest waivers on loan up to 2 crore. As a major Diwali gift to the borrowers, the Finance Minister has approved guidelines for a scheme for grant of ex-guarantee payment for the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 6 months of loan up to 2 crore. The guidelines came after the Supreme Court directed the Central to implement as soon as possible interest waiver on loans up to 2 crore under the RBI moratorium scheme in view of COVID-19 pandemic. As per the operational guidelines issued by the Department of Finance Services, the scheme can be availed by the borrowers in specified loan account for a period from March 1 to August 31, 2020. Borrowers who have loan accounts having sanctioned limits and outstanding amount of not exceeding 2 crore as on February 29 shall be eligible for the scheme. Housing loan, education loan, credit card dues, auto loans, MSME loans, consumer durable loans and consumption loans are covered under the scheme. The lending institutions shall credit the difference between the compound interest and simple interest with regard to the eligible borrowers, irrespective of whether such borrowers have fully availed or partially availed or not availed of the moratorium on repayment of the respective loans. The scheme is applicable on those who have not availed the moratorium scheme and continue with the repayment of loan. Institutions, after crediting the amount, will claim the reimbursement from the central government. Thank you.
Quad countries interested in strengthening rules-based order in Indo-Pacific. Quad, comprising Japan, India, Australia and the United States, is not an alliance but a grouping of countries driven by shared interest and values and interested in strengthening a rules-based order in the strategically important Indo-Pacific region. a senior Trump administration official has said. The four countries had in 2017 given shape to the long pending proposal of setting up the Quad or the Quadrilateral Coalition to counter China's aggressive behavior in the Indo-Pacific region. There's nothing about the Quad that it is an alliance. It is not formalized. There's no reciprocal obligation among the countries who are involved. It's not an organization that solicits membership, a senior administration official said during a conference call with reporters ahead of the next week's 2+2 ministerial dialogue between India and the US. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Defense Secretary Mark Esper are traveling to India to hold talks with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. The visiting American officials would also be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The cooperation of the US and India on the Quad, along with Australia and Japan, really reflect a convergence of common values and interests in the region, the official said. In November 2017, India, Japan, the US and Australia gave shape to the long pending proposal of setting up of the Quad to develop a new strategy to keep the critical sea routes in the Indo-Pacific free of any influence. In the midst of growing global concern over China's expansionist behavior, the foreign ministers of the Quad member nations met in Tokyo on October 6 and reaffirmed their collective vision for a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. The US has been favoring making Quad a security architecture to check China's growing assertiveness. China is engaged in hotly contested territorial disputes in the South and East China Seas. The South China Seas and the East China Sea are stated to be rich in minerals, oil, and other natural resources. They are also vital to global trade. Although the US lays no claims to the disputed waters, it has challenged China's growing territorial claims in the South China Sea by deploying warships and fighter jets to assert freedom of navigation and overflight patrols in the strategically vital region.
I'm Alita Anthony. Welcome to today's business news. Boeing's early concept for all-new jetliner tempts Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce Holdings has expressed interest in providing the engines for a new mid-range jetliner if Boeing decides to move forward with a concept later this decade, said people familiar with the matter. It's absurd to expect a new Boeing plane to emerge soon, given the risk of cannibalizing sales from the company's own and the financial drain on airlines and manufacturers, said Douglas Hart, an analyst at Bernstein. There is not a next generation engine on the horizon and engine OEMs are so cash constrained, they would hardly prioritize developing one, he said in a report October 22, referring to Rolls-Royce and other turbofan manufacturers. Hard times demand hard decisions, said Epstein, adding when an all-new design would reach the market as travel rebounds from the pandemic. With the pandemic having set back the timetable for investment in new aircraft program, Rolls-Royce is now attempting to make the UltraFan available toward the end of the decade. The engine is said to use a geoturbofan technology to generate fuel efficiency and will be scalable from 25,000 pounds of thrust up to 1 lakh pounds. Thank you.